Diamonds are forever. They are all I need to please me.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to be drawing the Oakland Raiders logo. So get a pencil, a ruler, or some sort of straight-sided item, something use the color black with, gray, and then potentially eraser if you need it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a square. So I'm going to make mine 4 inches long and each way. Okay, now after you draw your square, simply cut it in half. Like so. Come down a little bit and then come up some. Now, simply come to the bottom point of the line that's heading south and curve upward to this corner right here. And do the same on the opposite side. Okay, now we're going to come to the top and we're going to connect to this line but go downward, like as if you're drawing a ramp. And then do the same to the other side. So you should have something that looks a little like this. Now we're going to go to this point right here and we're just going to come up a little. Let me fix this. Come outward. And we're going to come all the way down here and connect. So pretty much you're forming a shield. Play around with it until you get the shape to where you're satisfied with it. Like so. And just simply do the same on the opposite side. One trick you can do, take your ruler, find the top point right here. Make sure it's even. And you put like a dot right there. And then that's how you can keep them a little bit more symmetrical. That way you don't go too high. Now, I'm simply going to turn the page. I'm going to erase the box now. I'm going to leave my center line. Now that I did that, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to come out, I'd say about 1/4 of an inch either way. And I'm simply going to use these as my starting point. And I'm not going to do an outline, I'm going to do an inline, which is the same thing, it's just in reverse. This will be the white border. So simply just copy just make a miniature version of the shield. Okay, now I'm going to zoom in and we're going to draw a rectangle. This is where the word Raiders will be located. So I'm just going to simply make my box. And the box doesn't need to be neat. It's going to be erased anyway. So since Raiders is it has an odd amount of letters, what we're going to do, we're going to still split these up, but we're going to do a little trick. We're going to ignore this line for the time being and then make one box. Then simply erase the center line inside of it. Then simply just divide these two sections right here into thirds. So all you need to do is draw two more lines. Like so. And if yours isn't even, it doesn't have to exactly be perfect. So we should have one for the R. And I like to write really small the letter that I'm putting in. So I, the D, the E, the R, and the S. Okay, so at this point you should have something that looks like this. You should have the inner and outer part of your shield, and then you should have a box for the Raiders. Now I'm gonna get my circle template out to save time, and you don't necessarily have to do this. You get a template, I mean. So basically you want to come to the center line and you just want to draw a circle. Your circle does not have to be perfect. After you draw your circle, I'm simply going to add onto it a little. So basically, like, the circle is sitting in a crescent shape, like so. Now, with your circle, you want to come to, I say, the halfway point and draw a line across. So basically you're just dividing it into 4 sections, as if you had like a pizza that wasn't cut into 8s, it was just cut into 4s. Like the pizza people messed up. Then we're basically going to flesh out the face. So in this corner, just play around with it like that. Then we're going to come up a little, make a line like so. And you're going to want the two lines to come a little, you don't want it to go straight up, you want them to come in just a little for the top part of the helmet. Once you do that, I'm going to focus on this section. Okay. Right. Now that we're focused on this section right here, I want you to look very closely. I'm just going to come out and come down. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. And I'm going to add it a little bit more. I'm going to add another section to the face. And you're going to make like a butt chin for the guy, or a cleft chin. I always call it a butt chin since my childhood. So you should have something. Okay, so now we're going to concentrate on the face just a little. So the center line is, I'm going to erase it just in the face, because the rest up, I'm actually erase it up here, down there you can't see it on camera, in the face. The rest, it doesn't matter, it's going to get colored over in black anyway. So now we're going to do something called freehand, which isn't too hard, and I'll break it down for you. So on this side of the face, just draw a square, or actually a rectangle, and then a line that comes up and one to the side. I'm just going to shade that in really quick. So just play around with the eye. This is the eye patch. Now we're going to come over here to the side and draw a line. Make it kind of thick. This is the other eye. We're going to come up here, make another line like so. Then do a line that slants a little. Come over, draw a box that comes out a little, shade it in. And there's the eye and eyebrow. And then underneath this line, we're going to draw another thin line. So the face is not as complicated as most might think. So now we're going to come halfway down at the face, make a dot. Then come halfway again, make another dot. So for this dot, we're going to make another line. Pretty much you're going to try to make the mouth like so. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then underneath it, do a slightly curved line. So okay, now we're going to do the nose. So draw 3 circles that touch each other. So now that you have your 3 circles, come to the middle circle and darken the bottom part, and then do the same for the other 2. Like so. And on these 2, come up a little on the sides. And then this circle come up a little. Then you want to come up, make another line, and then have it go into the eye patch. And you know, you might want to thicken it a little. Now we're going to come back to this circle and pay very close attention. Make a dot, then make another line that goes straight up like so. Then we're going to come over here, make another little straight line. Then we're going to come up here somewhere and then make another diagonal line. So it's starting to look more like like the actual Raider himself. Now we're going to come to these sides of the cheeks, and you're going to basically come out and make a line, and then have it go into the little cleft chin. Do the same on the other side. Take your time, no need to rush. And just play with it until you get to where you like it. Okay, now we're going to come to the side, and we're going to draw a line like so. And we're going to leave an open space. We're going to come underneath this line, underneath that very bottom mark we made. If you still have yours. And it should look like this. Come down, do the same with this line. Now we're going to go to the top of the head. And we're just going to flesh it out a little. Make it less of a circle and more of a hat. Just color mine in just a little to remind me it's black. So you should have something that okay. Now we're going to basically cut this in half. Like so. Gonna loop this off, straight line here. Come down here. Basically make this to a triangle like so. Then make another triangle, and then just blacken in that part. Just to let you know that it's not going to be of any use. So we're almost done with the head now. So I'm going to make 2 little D shapes right here for the latches of his own leatherhead helmet. So now we're going to come to this side. So okay, we're going to connect this part right here. Then we're going to do the same over here. Basically play with it a little bit to get that part that's it's kind of cut. So this line, this is not supposed to be black, it's just where my pencil kept going over and over. And we'll take this line right here, and we'll just add it right there. So okay, I'm going to turn the page. I'm going to go over all this in ink and erase what doesn't need to be, so we can get to the swords. And okay, now that I cleaned everything up, I am practically done with the head at this point. So now we just need to finish up by adding in the little edges, like little boxy shapes. I put X's right here to remind myself this is going to be black. So now I'm going to add in my line like so. Then we finish up. And I got a little mistake, but that's fine. So okay, now we're going to draw the swords. So I'm going to go ahead and get my ruler. Pull that here and here. And then do it again on the opposite ends. So you want to draw a straight line for each sword for the tops, and then you want to curve it into the head, and then actually come over here and do it too. That way you see it kind of behind the head a little. So now come to the top. You want to draw a D shape, but right here have the bottom part of the D come out a little, and then do the opposite on do the exact same but flipped on the opposite end. Then once you do that, take your straight edge and make sure that line that you use for the back end of the sword, and make sure it comes up to the side, and do the same for the opposite end. You might have to play around with it and change some things around, but that's fine. There's no wrong way or right way to do any of this. Then we're going to come back to the extra part of the D and loop it around to the edge of the D on its back side, and do the same on the opposite end. I zoomed in a little bit to make it a little bit easier on you guys. So okay, now there, and finish this up. Come to this line, come up like so, and do the same on the opposite end. And then you want to make like 3 little bubbles. And I'm going to do the same for the other side. Then we're going to outline the front of the D. And play around with it until you get it right, or as close as you can. Mine's not perfect because this is the first time I'm actually drawing the logo. I like to learn with you guys. And there you have it. Okay, now we're going to do the letters. And this is very simple. So I'm going to go slowly and surely. So okay, first I like to start with my center one when I have an odd number. So basically, you're carving the letters out. You're not actually writing the letter inside the square and trying to make it fit. So like, okay, this line right here and these, the top and the bottom, will be part of my D. So I just make the bulge part of my D, and then make the little D on the inside, and it's complete. So you do the same for the I, but all you have to do is basically draw 2 more lines for the I, and then that's it. So now we're going to go over to the R's first. I'm going to skip the A. So to do R, draw a straight line. So we're going to do both. And then we're going to draw a little D on the top. So it looks like a P at this point. And you draw in the little, so you come to this line and then you draw in another D. So if you're doing the letter P, that's it, and you'd be done. But we're doing the R. So now you got to add in that leg. So come to this corner and then go up, and then you want to come to this little corner right here and then come down. So I'm going to do the same, corner to line, and then go to corner to the body, and then there are my 2 R's. So okay, now let's go to the E. For the E, like the R, I want to make straight line. Then we're going to make top line, like so. And then we're going to do another, we're going to make a little rectangle. Don't come to the edge. Just stop about halfway. And then you will have your E. So basically after you erase this line, and this line, it'll look like a capital E. It'll look neat. Now we're going to go for the A. Now A's can be tricky depending on the style that you want to do. So for this one, we're going to have a flat top for our A, so we're not going to have our lines meet. So your lines, you need to come up to the line, and then you need to make sure that your other line is over. That way you keep top of it. Now you come towards the bottom, come up some, make a straight line, and then come down at a slight angle. Then you come up even more and basically make a triangle. And there's your A. Now S is probably one of the harder letters to do when you're breaking it out of a box because there are no straight lines. So the best bet is to write an S as big as you can, very lightly, and use that as a guide. So basically I'm going to omit this corner, so I'm going to carve right here and carve out right here. So basically it looks like 2 little arrows, but without the tail. Then I like to come over and make like a, looks like a little finger on both sides, and then make the back part of the S like a snake, like so. Now mine isn't as thin as my reference material. I like to change things up just a tad bit. And there I go. So pretty much I have everything that I wanted to do. So now at this point I like to put X's on everything that's going to be black. That way I can remind myself what not to go over. And then I erase at the very end. So I want to take this time to thank you for tuning in, and if you have any other logos you'd like to see me draw, leave a comment below or let me know on Facebook. I do have more coming on the way. They just take time. It takes about 3 hours to make this video minus editing. Thank you. Sketch, erase, subscribe.